This week on Country Boys Outdoors.
Let's go improve the property.
Brad heads to his new Kentucky property with hopes of bringing home a big old whitetail. Brad's only had this farm for a year, but he's been hard at work managing it. Will all of his efforts pay off in the form of some bone on the ground?
Chasing a potential 160, calling a miracle buck.
Stay tuned as Brad gets after it in Kentucky, right now on this week's episode of Country Boys Outdoors. Brad finally pulls into his Kentucky property. It's his last chance to get some work done on this farm before the season really gets cranking, and he's got his work cut out for him.
New Kentucky farm, early season. It's blistering hot as always, but we've done well. So we're here, let's get unloaded and see what happens.
The plan for today was to hang some gorilla stands and check some trail cameras so Brad could decide which stand to hunt. Of course, a little Big Tine will definitely help with that.
Let's go. Time to get some more Big Tine out here. We're gonna check out a couple new spots and let it do its thing, bring us in a big fat nasty Kentucky buck.
Brad Miller was in the NBA for 14 years. The NBA was his life. Now that he's retired, he's going back to the woods. He's back in his home state of Indiana, ready to tackle his next pursuit, growing big old whitetails. He's hanging stands, stocking seed, and prepping food plots. So join Brad on his second life, Country Boys Outdoors.
There he goes, yeah!
Joining Brad today is his property manager, Sean McMurtry, and the guys are all geared up and ready to get some work done.
Time to go see out this lease, 500, 300, lots of acres. Let's go set some stands and see some deer. Let's go improve the property. Good Big Tine to goodness. Don't need a ladder?
Brad has plenty of trail cameras on his property. That's one of the key ways he can keep tabs on his deer population.
190 pictures.
Looking for the shooter.
Battery at 75%. We're good to go.
Well, it's day 2, early season Kentucky, and that means another day of setting up his property. Brad knows there's big deer here. He's just got to figure out when and where they'll be moving.
New property, early season. Everything's not set up for a north wind, and we've had a north wind yesterday, this morning, and today. So we're gonna go to a spot, but we're gonna adjust for the north wind and put it set up and hopefully get in there tonight and smack a doe. Found us a potential tree up here. We're gonna give it a little trimming, get us a set hung, and hopefully come in and get one off this clover field tonight. Well, it's the clover field. We got the north wind we adjusted. We got us a new setup, and hopefully it provides some backstrap tonight.
Well, Brad's been hard at work on his new Kentucky farm, and after heading back to the lodge and checking out some of the trail cams, he had a surprise waiting for him.
All right, well, we got back from hanging that stand in that clover field, the wind wasn't right. So we got the same wind tonight as we did last night where we didn't hunt. So we checked the camera, and oh boy, a real big buck. It's just been, I mean, it's been early season, new property, hot. Like, you know, you come in, you try to put some food in, but you don't know the first year, you don't know stands, you don't know how they react with wind. Like I say, it's just looking brighter, future.
Seeing that buck sparked new life in Brad, and he decides to head straight out into the woods. It's easy to tell what's on his mind.
Chasing a potential 160, big, nasty, call him the miracle buck. It's been so hot, it's a miracle he showed up. And he's a big time shooter, so get the heck out of here.
Brad decides to sit in the stand where he'd spotted the buck he nicknamed Miracle. It was overlooking a clover field, and it seemed to be a prime area for deer movement.
Last night here in Kentucky for early season, my wind wasn't right for that stand, so we didn't hunt last night. Got a picture of the ginormous buck in this field in Shoontime. So we came over to the other side of the field, found the only tree we could get a set up in. It's actually perfect for the wind. Should be good, and hopefully put to smack down old miracle buck.
Well, with light fading fast, Brad had his eyes on a doe. It's not exactly the miracle buck he was looking for, but you know Brad.
Backstrap. Yes, could see it. That's the sound we've been waiting for. All right, well, last night down in here in Kentucky for the new property, early season. Gotta get home, see the fam, but broke in my new Proton, B. Miller style with a big doe, so heard her crash, let's go find her. Blood. All right, slicky down, breaking in Kentucky. Big, nice doe. Oh man, look at this. Breaking into Kentucky property. As long as I go home with some backstrap, makes the wife happy. Lucky one that came in today and took her down. Kentucky, just getting it started. Today we was able to put up a set here, and that's where we got old Slicky out of. So, you know, we're gonna be back in November. Still got a turkey tag and a buck tag, and we got her beat on the old miracle buck. That's the one I'm going after.
Earlier in the season, Brad was setting up his new Kentucky farm when he found the holy grail of trail cam pictures. He tried to get his eyes on the buck, but it was too hot and the deer just weren't moving. So now he's back in November, putting some more time in to get that miracle buck down.
All right, check cameras. Buck's here, buck on this camera, buck on this camera, buck on this camera. Bad wind tonight, so hopefully miracle will show up. Let's get her done.
Not wanting to take any chances, Brad lays down some fresh Big Tine, as the deer have definitely taken a liking to it.
See you in the stand. Well, down here in Kentucky, first bird in November still. Gun season starts tomorrow, so last chance that we have to bring the bow we can if we want, but felt good when we checked the camera here. Been sitting there for a while, bunch of bucks, daylight. Hoping one of them nice ones show up here next time.
Well, it seems like the same story as early season. Brad sees a couple does, but other than that, the activity is slow. Brad calls it a night and gets ready for the next day, which is the open rifle season. He's hoping for some better luck and to hopefully at least see this elusive miracle buck.
What you call hunting in a redneck blind. Very cozy. Buddy heater, chair's already in there. All we need is a gun, we're ready to go. It's opening day, gun down here in Kentucky. It's been windy all day. The deer are still in the October pattern. He sat here the other night just to kind of scout, saw at least 15, 18 does, so definitely gonna try to get a first kill out of a redneck blind. Very excited to be sitting in there and got the old 270. Life should be good anytime.
Brad put in a few days, but the big bucks still weren't moving. So he decided to call it and head home to spend some time with the family. But you know he plans on coming back for late muzzleloader season to hopefully get one last crack at that miracle buck.
Well, it's the third season I've been down here at the new farm, Kentucky. Muzzleloader started yesterday, but was having a little bit of fun last night with the family and friends, so got down here this morning, gonna go sit in this redneck blind. I mean, this is what I envisioned. There's a big buck here, a redneck blind, it's cold, buddy heater, muzzleloader. This is good.
Brad's excited to be back on his Kentucky farm, and it was his last chance to nab this miracle buck before the end of the season. So you can bet he was out in that redneck blind as soon as possible.
First afternoon down here in Kentucky. Like, got a big buck that I've seen every time I've been here. Just haven't pressured it too much. I don't like to just hammer down a spot. Miracle. That was 2 days ago. That's morning time. Right there. Conditions are right, so, you know, we've done our thing, got the food plots in, they've been eating oats, we've been putting Big Tine down, sitting at a redneck. It's time for it all to come together. That's a buck. That's not a miracle. Not the top one we want. Alright, well, it's 3:34. Buddy heater just ran out of propane. It's living a luxury life. It's still gonna be pretty nice. Might have to make someone shut a window, but no, we'll be alright. Life without the buddy heater, we're roughing it now.
Well, after not seeing much, the does started pouring in. But this time, there's something a little bit bigger amongst the group.
There's a buck. Where is he? He's got his head down in the corn. He's the farthest one back. Oh, I see him. This one's next to his legs.
While ranging this buck, Brad comes to the realization that this is the miracle buck.
Take a deep breath.
After all that waiting, Miracle was finally only 166 yards away from Brad's muzzleloader. Can you say buck fever?
I can tell with the smoke. I don't know. Oh, I have no idea. Staring at Miracle. Oh, I have no idea. I mean, I was comfortable. It was 166. Put it over his shoulder. Black powder. By the time it cleared, he was in the woods. I mean, I can only hope for a miracle.
Brad finally got his wish, face to face with the miracle buck. The question is, did he whiff or not? Brad's not sure, so he gets out of the stand to go check for sign.
I just came down to look for blood. Like I said, the smoke pool, you can't tell.
With Brad being unsure of his shot, the last thing he wanted to do was push this buck, so he decided to back out and come back and check the following morning.
There's a bunch of deer, so we're gonna get out of here and, go look at it and be back in the morning.
Well, after a night of no sleep, Brad waits on his good friend and ranch specialist, Jeremy Smith, to get there. Jeremy's been helping Brad manage all his properties, and with his help, Brad's got his fingers crossed that they'll find this miracle buck.
I don't know. That smoke pole, smoke goes a-flying. He had his head down, he came right out here. It was like doe, like I said, doe. Oh, there's 2, that's 4, that's 5, that's 7. That's miracle.
No doubter.
Right, it was like, and then my mom's sitting there going, how am I gonna know this deer? I'm looking for one. It was like,
there he is.
that's him, put him down.
I think you got him. You did the right thing.
So we got the ranger.
Up, down there.
Watched him for 10, 15 minutes. I'm shaking so bad.
It's tore up.
Oh my God, I'm so tore up on this thing. I have no idea.
The guys start looking for any sign of the buck and immediately come across some blood. Brad's starting to feel a whole lot better, but they've still got to find him.
Take a sign.
Is that blood? Yeah, that's blood. Right there. See that little spot?
Yeah.
It's a soap trail.
Crashing.
There he is.
Holy yeah!
That is awesome.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, he's solid.
Holy oh!
He's 60s.
All year, bought this farm, one deer in mind. Here the first time we send picture after picture, daylight, this side of the farm. Well, this is miracle. Miracle buck, a miracle happened, miracle shot, 166 yards, smoke pull, 60 yards recovery. Everyone knows that night of sleep, not knowing it. That's unbelievable. First year on the farm, first freaking year I bought this place. Holy cow.
It's beautiful as it gets.
Oh my God, man. I can't believe this happened. Well, the rest of the agenda is happiness today. The miracle went down, and he's in the back of the Ranger. Kentucky, 2013, I love it.
Well, it just goes to show that if you put in the time and effort, it does pay off. From bow season to rifle season to muzzleloader season, Brad's been hard at work trying to get this buck down. But with a combination of good management and patience, that miracle buck was in the back of Brad's Ranger.